Production of a grower fitting begins at the automatic core shooting machine. Court sand is blended with resin, hardener and silicon oil and baked at around 250 degrees Celsius and 3.5 bar pressure into a sand core around which the fitting will later be cast. The sand cores are then cleaned, deburred and inspected, a job shared by humans and robots. Before further processing, the sand cores have to harden for 24 hours. Meanwhile, brass, an alloy of copper and zinc, is being heated to maximum 1080 degrees Celsius. Grower collects and recycles all raw material waste from the production process. From the central melting furnace, the molten metal is transported to the casting machines. A worker adds a small piece of magnesium, like putting sugar into coffee. In semi-automatic casting, the workers place the sand cores into the machine by hand and the parts are cast automatically, followed by cooling and sand removal in the cooling line. For production reasons, it makes practical sense to cast several fittings together. They then have to be sawn apart and freed of surplus metal. This job is performed by sawing robots, operating extremely quickly and with 100% precision. Even in today's robot age, smaller product series and special runs are cast by hand. Great experience is needed to pour the molten metal at precisely the right speed and produce fault-free castings with the aid of gravity. The subsequent sawing work is again performed by robots. The penultimate operation in the foundry is the grinding and thawing of samples. At specified intervals, workers check the condition and quality of random samples from the various casting machines. Batches showing even the slightest defects or inaccuracies are melted down again. Once this quality inspection has been passed, the remaining burrs on the rough castings are removed manually and mechanically. In the adjacent production shop, the castings are first further machined by robot. In two parallel operations, the charging machine at the front is reloaded, while at the rear, the necessary holes and threads are cut into the parts. All parts are then subjected to a further quality inspection. Hydrostatic testing at a pressure of 16 bar. The parts which pass this test are then ground, polished and smoothed by workers and robots in several operations. After thorough quality inspection by the workers, a driverless transport system conveys the future fittings to the electroplating area. In a total of 24 electroplating baths, the parts are ultrasonically cleaned and plated with nickel and chromium in an electrochemical process. Some product series are also plated with gold in this way. This is carried out semi-automatically in a separate bath. The parts are then taken to the assembly shop, again by a driverless transport system. Here the fittings are assembled mostly by hand from approximately 35 individual parts. During assembly, the workers check the fittings for function and above all for leaks, but instead of water they use compressed air. The central element of any fitting is the cartridge. Grower is world famous for its cartridges, which are regarded as the best in the industry. In countless steps, the extremely small cartridge parts are assembled by robots in various modules. After assembly, the fittings are transported through a tunnel into the central warehouse, from where grower products are dispatched to destinations all over the world.